Have I got a mystery for you? Welcome back to the Chic Show. Today is part of the Dollar Tree Mystery Box Swap hosted by Ellie from DIY From House to Home. I'm sure you're all familiar with how this type of thing works, but just in case you're new to this, I'll tell you just a little bit about it. For this video, 8 of us are sending a box full of Dollar Tree craft supplies to another crafter. We're supposed to make at least 3 summer DIYs with things from the mystery box. Ardia from DIY with Ardia sent me my box, and I sent my box to Missy at Crafty Cove DIY. So without further ado, let's open the box and see what she sent and see what's inside. Oh, I love this. I'm a musician. Very sweet. All right, let's see what's in it. Ooh, I love this. I have not had one of these. That's awesome. Patriotic ribbon. I can certainly use that. Ooh, these are always great things to use. And I don't think I have any of those. And here's a little truck. Ooh, I love this too. And removable wall creations. I love these too. That'll be perfect for summer. All right, well, I'm going to take a few minutes. I'll be right back and we'll get started. For this first project, I'm going to be using this There's No Place Like Home piece. I'm going to remove the hinges, but I am going to be using the 2 pieces together still. I'm going to flip them over and we're going to be using the back side of these pieces. So first, I'm using some of this leftover Dollar Tree wall sticker paper that I had, and I'm going to be covering the square piece with that. Once I get these all placed, I'm going to be painting around the edges of the square using Waverly Black ink chalk paint. I'm also going to be painting the house with the same paint. Every house needs a roof, so I'm going to be using these smaller popsicle sticks. I'm going to cut them down to fit the roof, and I'm going to stain them with Waverly Antique Wax. I'm also going to be staining some smaller pieces of sticks to cover that chimney. Once the pieces were stained, I'm going to secure them down with some super glue, wood glue from Dollar Tree. Now that the glue is dry, I'm using my miter shears to trim off any extra sticks on that chimney. Somehow I missed the footage of it, but I am using that metal M that you see there, and I'm going to glue that to the front of the house. This is the perfect piece for our household since our last name begins with M. Project number 2 is an interchangeable seasonal sign. I'm only going to be using the front side of this truck, so I'm removing those wood pieces on the back. I did cut one of these pieces in half, and then I'm going to cut them into a smaller section as shown. I'm going to glue these smaller sections back onto the back of the truck. I want this little flower piece to be able to slide down in there, so I'm using that for measurement's sake. Now I'm taking one more wood piece and I'm going to put it along the bottom of those smaller pieces. While the wood glue dries, I'm going to go ahead and give the flowers all a coat of Waverly white chalk paint so that I can use permanent markers to color everything in. I also painted that truck front white with the Waverly white chalk paint. Since this is an interchangeable sign, we're going to make some other pieces for other seasonal decor. So I'm going to take these two little Christmas trees from Dollar Tree and I'm going to glue them to a piece of popsicle stick that will also slide down into that little section on the truck. I'm going to repeat this process with the pumpkin, the love sign that you see there, and the starfish. I'm going to paint this popsicle stick black to put on the front of the truck, and I'm going to paint the wheels black. Now we can assemble the sign. I'm using this piece from Dollar Tree. I'm going to use it just as it is because I like that it's already black. I was trying to decide what I wanted to use across the top, and while I like the size of the welcome word, I liked the actual celebrate word better. I do wish celebrate was larger, but maybe I can find that word in a cutout somewhere. Now I'm going to paint the word with Waverly white, and it took about 3 coats to cover. Once the truck and the celebrate word were glued to the sign, we were ready to add in each seasonal piece. For project number 3, I'm going to be using these mirrored wall images along with this sign that I had in my stash. I'm going to take the sign apart and I'm going to give both the backing and the frame a coat of Waverly plaster. This did take several coats to cover the black words as well as the black frame. The frame is kind of plastic and it was difficult to cover completely. I probably should have used spray paint. While the frame and the backing are drying, I'm going to go ahead and remove the plastic coating over these mirrored pieces, and I'm going to actually paint the mirrored pieces with Waverly Moss chalk paint. Once I had given those about 3 coats of paint, I did remove them from the backing and I placed them onto the back of the frame. I was kind of going for an organic, modern look with this piece. I'm hoping to redecorate our bedroom in this style. Project number 4 is a bee-friendly plant pick. So I'm going to give the top part of this piece 3 coats of paint. I believe it's in the color lemon. Next, I'm going to paint the stick with Waverly Black ink chalk paint. In an attempt to kind of outline the front of this piece, I dry brushed around the edge, which was fine, but then I got a little out of hand and had to go back and paint over it and start again, as you can see here. Now I'm using Dollar Tree rub-on transfers, and I want it to say friendly, so I'm using the word friends and family and piecing them together. I'm also using this bee stamp from Dollar Tree. Now here's a little hack for smaller stamps like this. This nail stamp from Dollar Tree is the perfect way to apply some of these smaller stamps. It makes it just a little bit easier to apply. Now I'm going to use those rub-on transfers that I have pieced together to spell the word friendly. I decided this needed just a little bit more, so I went back and I painted over that outline that got out of hand, and I added 2 more stamps as well as some black and white gingham ribbon to the edges. I think this ribbon plus a bow is the perfect addition to this piece. For project number 5, I'm going to be using one of these mason jar wood pieces. I'm going to remove the metal top as well as the twine, and I'm going to actually be painting on the back. And excuse Miss Kitty there. I removed as much of the paper as I could simply because it was kind of hanging over the edge, but as I said, I am using the back. I'm also using this Hello Fall word. I'm going to cut off fall and just use the hello part. I'm going to take the word and the metal topper out and give it 1 coat of spray paint. I'm going to attempt to stain the piece using Waverly's Antique Wax. It does work okay, but it would be better actually on wood. You can still kind of tell that this is not really wood, but it does give it the shade that I'm looking for. Now I'm going to tape off a section in the middle where I'm going to paint as well as add that word hello. Gave this middle section 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in plaster. I glued the metal piece back to the top, and I decided to go ahead and reuse that twine. So I'm tying a knot on one end of it, cutting the bow off and tying a knot on the other end of it so that I can hot glue it to the back. Now we can add on the word hello and then a few embellishments to the top. Now I'm layering these 2 bows from Walmart in their Christmas section, and I'm going to hot glue those to the top, add some boxwood, and this piece is complete. I was inspired by some of the wood rounds that I see that are made this way and thought I would try to use it on the mason jar. Thanks again to Aria for sending me her box, and I hope that you all enjoyed these projects as much as I did. And I hope that you'll check out all the wonderful ladies below who are in on this mystery box challenge. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share the chic. Bye now.